Hello everyone, Ryan Embree here with The Sweet Spot, reporting live at the 2025 Hospitality Show. I've stolen a little bit of Rosanna from AHLA's time. Thank you so much, Rosanna, for taking the time. You've been everywhere, up on stage, around the exhibit hall, giant scissors wielding and cutting the ribbon. Tell us how the event's been so far.
Oh my gosh, it's been incredible. This has been my first one, so I was really excited to come here, witness it, experience it all. And I've been blown away. I've been blown away by the energy. We have about 4,000 people here, which is a huge amount of folks from all segments of the industry. A lot of our suppliers who have been coming back year after year. So that's been really impressive to see. But also just a great mix of, stage time and interesting speakers. And then you come on the show floor and there's everything from everything you can find in a hotel to puppies that are up for adoption.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been really special.
It's so eclectic, the programming. You and AHLA and Questex did such a fantastic job with the panels. I mean, we've done everything from space tourism to Shazam and the keynote speaker, so much. And you've got GM of the Year awards right after this. You're going to be rushing it over there. Talk to us about how it feels to be a part of that, because you were talking about on stage how advocacy is always about storytelling, and to be able to share some of those stories, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what's so special about this show, right? So much of it is focused on profitability.
Sure.
How do we make sure that we're helping owners and operators in their bottom line and bringing those solutions? And so that's what you hear on the main stage in the educational sessions. But we also like to bring in different voices from other industries. Blue Origin.
Yeah.
How cool is space tourism and hospitality? And that is going to be something that you see in the future. And so helping our industry think different, bolder, bigger, that's really special. But then you mentioned general managers. We started this event off with a general manager summit. We had about 200 general managers come together to talk about, how they are the face of hospitality, right? Think about it. Our hotels never close. We are open 24/7. And the general manager is at the heart of that. And so to be able to leave here and go and give awards to the top general managers in the country, that's one of the most special things we get to do and that I get to do. And I love that. It's heartwarming.
Yeah, I'm sure it's rewarding. I've heard, I've sat through some of those stories. It's been incredible to see. And, we've talked about it on the podcast about how that really helps with staffing too, is really showing a story for this younger generation of hospitality professionals coming up that, they could be there. They could be at the awards next year, right? So talk to us a little bit about some of these bubbling trends that happen here at the show. Because I think what you said, profitability, margins are tight right now. But some of the trends like sustainability, AI and technology, these are all trends that we need to be wary of, but also just, really inform ourselves and see how other brands and, sometimes even competitors are using.
Yeah, wary, but also embrace them.
Yes.
Right? Learn so that you're less afraid to implement.
Sure.
AI can be this sort of big amorphous, I don't even know how to wrap my head around it.
Yes.
I think what we're trying to do when you come here is really distill it down. Start somewhere small. What does that look like for data collection and reporting? How could you implement something like that in a small property? So really trying to provide people solutions around that. I think when you think about emerging trends, there's so many great ideas came out on stage. Navin Diamond from Stonebridge was talking about, adopting some of the things that airlines are doing, especially when you think about cancellations and bookings. We are one of the industries where you are still allowed to book a hotel room a year in advance and hold on to it.
And multiple
until
bookings.
24 hours without any penalty, right?
Sure.
Is that realistic in today's day and age? Many of the panelists were talking about you can't even do that with a restaurant reservation, right?
Yeah.
So I think those are tips and different ways that you can adapt technology, because technology can tell you how many bookings a guest may have at any given moment on the same night in the same city. And so flagging that, and how do you change your operations around that?
Absolutely. Such important discussions here could be really the foundation for change in our industry, which is really, really cool to be a part of. You had the opportunity to sit down with the mayor of Denver as well in this beautiful city. Here we are, right? Talk to us a little bit about that session and how the collaboration between policy and hospitality really met and provided some really the greater good.
Yeah. I mean, I think that what you're seeing in Denver is really a reflection of people like Walter Eisenberg at Sage, who for 20 years has been working to mobilize the business community to get people involved and invested in city council, city politics, local politics. You know, they always say politics is local. That's never been more true. And as hoteliers and general managers, we need to get more invested and involved in telling the story of the hotel industry. You know, we were talking about Denver. We released a report last week that said, the hotel industry contributes $7 billion every year.
Incredible.
Just in terms of guest spending, tax dollars, all of that goes back into the city. They've done so much to expand tourism in the city by creating this sustainable convention center, by creating passageways that are pedestrian free, allowing restaurants and hospitality and hotel to sort of commingle and making cities safe for guests and residents alike. And I think the mayor has done a phenomenal job here. And part of that is because he's open to listening to the business community and supporting them, because when our industry thrives, so does the city.
Yeah. And important to note, that started with a conversation though, and get involved. AHLA, amazing work you and your team are doing over there to make sure that these conversations are had with those stakeholders there. So, well, thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to be here. We're excited for next year. Going to be in Miami Beach.
Miami Beach. What a different, from mountains to beach. So
that's hospitality,
Some
right?
salsa going on.
Yeah.
Already planning, finding the right music mix. So
awesome.
It's going to be great.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
All right.